About right. About normal-ish. Oh, I smashed my rant desk. I don't know why this thing doesn't seem super bright. I think it's because I opened this a little bit. Hold on a second here. Just my lighting. Yeah, it's the same. All right. Alrighty. About the same. I'm just messing around. I don't know if I'm going to make any changes to my stream anytime in the near future. Because it is what it is. I've got to set up like I like it. I can't really think of any major improvements. This camera, I think, could be the one my main camera. It's not the best camera in the world. It's not the worst. But I wouldn't mind getting a better camera, I think. I think I could probably do a better camera. The other two cameras, I don't think it matters that much. They're inset cameras, effectively. And they're good quality Logitech cameras. And then the microphone, it's a whole nother story. I guess it works. I can see the meter moving. I happen to know that the sound quality of this mic is pretty good. Got right into my board here. The reverb is turned off. Why? I've given lots of details. Let's get started with today's Sunday stream. It's going to be roughly 2 hours of content, live content produced right here from the Kench 9er studios here in Pleasanton, California. Here is a freshly poured glass of brown fluid, brown fizzy, whatever it is. We call that, it's that fluid we call Diet Coke. I'm working on a deal to have Diet Coke exported to my home planet. I feel I can make a lot of money, reselling it on Nebulon 7. Okay, so there's the Diet Coke. There's the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. I really do like that. I like the controller, right? Look, I've got controlleritis. I guess is what you call that one. It's good to relax and just go live and zone out as if I've never done anything before of any kind in my life. But no, we'll be playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Yes, you heard me right, 2020. I'll say it again, 2020. Wait a minute, did I say 2020? I said it several times. Yes, the earlier version. Why? Well, we'll get into that. Then there's going to be some big brain games planned. We have half of a Skibidi Toilet Emergence episode. Well, there's only one episode to watch. We still haven't watched the second half of that one. I don't think. I don't remember exactly. There'll be the big brain games. That's me playing the Quirtle, the Reveal, the Tightrope Trivia game, the hardest of the week today. Probably going to get my ass kicked on that one. A couple of Arc Turtles. And then we take a short break. I do. In fact, I should take a short break. I don't know what you guys are going to do during my short break. But during my short break, which is actually a very busy break for me, I got to take my piano, which is in the garage. I got to lay it out right smack dab here in front of my desk and convert this game playing area into Ken's Piano Lounge for a nice segment of roughly 50 minutes to an hour of me playing the piano from memory, no notes or anything. Just sit down in front of a piano, play a bunch of tunes. I have a list of the tunes that I have memorized, but I don't have any notes or chords or anything in front of me at this point. I play these songs so much, but I got to keep playing them or I'll forget them. They're some of them are pretty complicated. So let's move right forward. I took a couple weeks off, so this is only my third stream since returning from TwitchCon in Las Vegas. What a great trip, though. Vegas was amazing. I'm still like buzzing off of that one there. All right, so yeah, well, at least today we have 0 drop frames during the opening. Yesterday we had like a bunch of them. See, 20 Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. All right, so the deal is I started it up to make sure that it's still operating and stuff like that, and it still is. And there's still a bunch of things like the ornithopter that we can't fly anymore. But there was a couple of updates. The only plane that got updated was the Aero Vedocity, which I happen to love. And it's been updated a few times, but we'll do polished, I guess. I love this how in 2020 you can set the fuel load before going in, which you can't really do, I think. We won't need a full fuel load. Okay, but yeah, I love this plane. Where we're going to fly, I don't know, but you know what I mean? We could go back to Japan and just make it daytime because there's still a bunch of things we haven't really seen. What are these things here? There's a couple bridges. I don't think we could land on a aircraft carrier. Do we see this tower here? Maybe we could fly around this area here. I think we've flown around here before, right? We'll take off around here. And we'll just check out. I mean, we do have the updated area. We're going to cold start. Let's see what we got. Some parking. Can I just be in a parking area? That'd be good. And I'm going to change the time. It's 4 in the morning there in Japan. To be like 8:45 in the morning. You know, just change the time because I prefer to be able to see things. We'll have to see what the weather's like. But we're absolutely cold starting this plane, which is, if I remember correctly, kind of a vibe to interesting. It might take a while. It's got twin, I think they're piston propeller engines, maybe rotary. I'm not 100% sure what the engine titles are. They're not jets, though. Oh, man. Jets are always fun and challenging, though. A total of 590 airframe, 1947. And series production of these Aerovedocities. But they're still quite rare. I've never seen one in the real world, obviously. I don't know how many of them are still flying. Let's take a look around. That's what it looks like. It's really cute. I mean, it's got those two engines, and it's got this. I mean, these just a kind of a compact area for, I guess, 4, maybe 5 passengers, including the pilot. It's 4 passengers, but they're cool. They have a cool factor. Let me see if I can remember how to turn these. First of all, does this work? Yeah, okay, good. So I get that's the throttle. You can see the pitch of the blades changing when I adjust the pitch control, which is pretty cool. And then this here is the a mixture control. So we want to keep that fairly high up, but not full. Keep the propellers, I guess, forward. Yeah, okay, let's see. Is there a battery? Oh, gosh, there's a bunch of controls. For one thing, we want to turn them both magnetos on both engines. That we can do right now. These stay off until the engine start. I don't remember. Primer, engine starter. But I think there might be a let me just see here. It's down here. Navigation lights. Looks good. Battery master on. We can turn avionics master on. Leave that on. Alternators, I think, have to go on. I'm just checking. Yeah, there's a fuel selector, which is okay. Yeah, these are all good. That's the alternate priming system. All right, so we're ready to start the engine. Let's try starting the right engine. We're going to prime the engine 3 times, 4 times, and then hit the right starter. Hold it down. Let's see if it stabilizes here. We might have done something right here. Huh? Seems to be running. All right, let's try the other engine. All right, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold down the starter. So you hear roar to life. Let's see, that's all going to be good. I'm going to have that's all on. Wait, this thing is on. Okay, it looks like both engines are running. I forgot we can open the windows. This is kind of a fun plane to get going, if I remember correctly. Okay, navigation 1. Do we have these? Is there like an on-off here? On volume. That's on. Okay, so that's all on. Let's see, that pitch. What is this one here? Floodlight. Okay. Feather guards. We don't need those. Gear. Okay, that's our gear. What is this thing here down here? Oil radiator flaps. Don't really, and cowl flaps. We should probably open these a bit. And these just about there. Very good. We'll warm up. Let's see if we can get the radio to function so we can actually fly around a bit. Again, we're gonna go basically north. I don't really know the terrain, but hopefully we'll find some fun stuff to see. Okay, why are these? The engines are different.
Taxi to and hold short runway tree 4 right using taxiway Quebec Charlie 4 Charlie 5 Charlie 6 Charlie 8 Charlie 9er Whiskey 9er KNSH 9er 9er 9er.
Did I just kill the engines? What the heck? Something bad happened. What am I doing here? Yeah, I don't think the engines did start successfully. I'm not sure what I did wrong. Okay, let me just check this here. This is on. Fuel selectors are on. Oh, fuel pump switches. Forgot the fuel pumps. That's kind of important. Now that I remember, this does need fuel pumps. It's going to run much better now. Fuel pumps, these are important. Fuel pumps, but don't forget the fuel pumps. I think we're okay now. Yeah, now the engines are running where I expect them to be. All right, let's get it. Let's get it here. Let's fly. I want to fly now. All right, we're gonna break off. Everything was good. We're gonna fly. Yeah, now I remember what we're doing. Oops. Not too fast there. All right, we're heading out to wherever this is. It's in central and western. I don't know. Japan. It's in Japan. It's not too close to anything major, I don't think. But we should be able to see at least a tower, and then we'll fly up the coast and see if we can see anything else interesting. It looks like a nice, kind of pretty day. It's gonna make us probably take off the wrong direction. Like, oh no, actually south north. Perfect. Fly around in here. It's a really cool looking plane on the inside too. And I just there's a more advanced version that has an autopilot, but I like the simpler version. What do we want to check here? We got that should be on. Cabin lighting, sure. We don't need this. Nav lights, landing lights for sure. All this stuff is good. Let's see. Yep. Fly off the about to go off the little runway here. Yeah, it's fine. It's been a while since I've flown, so I may be a little rough. We're definitely getting some right to left wind here because I got full rudder. Yeah, we're moving kind of fast. That's the issue. All right, now we can kind of steer, I think. And you get this plane is not super high performance either. So we're Fukuoka. A little dicey to steer at certain speeds in this plane. All right, flaps to there. Slight positive takeoff trim. Tune the tower. Let them know we're ready to go. Hello. Do you have to completely be a stop? Yeah. It's clearance. We're going to be heading to the left there. That's fine.
Ready for departure to the north at runway tree 4 right. Catch 9er wind tree.
Nice.
At 12. North departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree.
And we're in 2020. It's a slightly different engine. I mean, graphics engine. And there definitely seems to be some things that are better performance and some things that are worse. And some things that look better. All right, so we're going to slowly and smoothly move the propeller and throttles to the full position, the full forward position for takeoff. You can see the plane moves, gets this kind of downward, starts moving as the rear comes up. And we build up some speed that way. We're going to get some speed going. Here we go, 150. That's takeoff speed right there. We're going to be moving gear to the up position. There's gear coming up. And once we do get the gear up and get some speed going, the plane will fly quite nicely. It's good. It's about the same. I'm having a good old time. Got my Diet Coke here. This is Japan. So, it's probably an area of Japan I didn't fly around before, but I'm not sure. Okay, so we're going to go back on the throttle and the propeller and the mixture bit here. All right, we established. So we're in the AE-45. There's also an AE-145. It's one of my favorite planes. It's this, I guess, Czechoslovakian made in the late 40s, early 50s. It's a 5-passenger. It's got two seats in the front. I think you can squeeze 3 people in back there in your bench seat back there. And they made a couple hundred of these, like 600 of these. I'm in 2020. I don't know if that matters. You're more than welcome to join me. This is Fukuoka. I just took off from. I'm looking for a tower, though. And I'm looking for anything that shows a point of interest, but I don't even see it around here. Oh, it's there. Okay, so there's a tower over here I wanted to check out. All right, so we're flying these. It's a decent sightseer because the windows are big. But yeah, no, this part of Japan doesn't look like it's improved. I'm not sure it does. Actually, I thought actually the servers, the world servers that indicate where people are, is the same for 2024 and 2020, but I'm not sure about that. I guess for the visualization it would be important. I'm not sure actually. I've had conflicting information on that. But yeah, you don't have 2020 installed. If I remember correctly, you uninstalled it. I mean, that's fine. As I said, I've been starting up to make sure everything is up to date. And the first thing it said is, yes, you have an update version of the AE-45 and the 145, the other variation. And it's one of my favorite planes, so I want to try it. Eventually, I remembered I have to turn on the fuel pumps. They're there and there. This is here. Is gear, magnetos are both on both, right? Power to the propeller pitch systems. Everything here looks pretty good. Oh, I want to go this way. And it's just kind of a basic. It's a basic plane. It doesn't have anything that exciting. Let's throttle here. What's our speed? About 200. Now we're getting some speed. All right, so we got like a terminal down there for maybe chemicals or petroleum products. I always like those. Called those a tank farm. This is the thing I was looking for. The Fukuoka Tower. Oh, you don't you only have 24. Yeah, I know. I thought you only had 2024. Yeah, okay, change my frequency. Yeah, I already knew that you only had 2024. So, but I wanted to try it. I like to make sure they're both current. They're both active. That is some kind of dome there, but I don't know if it's. What if that's an arena of some kind? Because it looks kind of modern. Anyway, there's this Fukuoka Tower, but I guess it's. I was wondering whether it's some kind of traditional building, but it's just a really cool skyscraper. It's got a tall radio tower, but it also looks like it has like people living in it. It's pretty modern looking. That's the Fukuoka Tower. Okay. Well, don't say I never took you anywhere. Let's fly down here this direction. Along the coast. This is kind of on the northern coast of mainland Japan, flying to the east. So not necessarily on the side that that most people would see. Alright, let's get our speed. Let's get our trim somewhere where the nose doesn't want to go way up. There we go. There we go. And, I'm glad that I have both 2020 and 2024. It gives me a backup if I want to stream and one of them isn't running or whatever, some weird problem with it. It could happen. Like a bad update. But 2020 has its own advantages. Not necessarily sure what they are specifically. Like a little, there we go, about 13. It's trying to establish a nice trim. This plane is primitive enough from the 40s that it would not have come and does not come in this variation with an autopilot. So you're going to want to learn to use your trim so that you can kind of have a stable flight without having to just turn on the autopilot. Oh, and it's got these cool, it's got these things here. Do these work? I think they do. You gotta find out where the hot spot is. I mean, they used to work. These little sunshade thingies. Is it here? Towards the front. Yeah, I mean, you used to be able to move these sunshades. You probably still can. I guess maybe it's here. That'd be the lever. Okay, maybe only in 2024 can you move the sunshades around. Alright, I want to head this way. You can see some terrain jumping in. I do have it set, obviously, very high res. Fairly high res. Okay, we got a train depot up here. I'm thinking, it could be, yeah, it could be trains. There's all those red buildings in between them. I don't know. It's just a vibe. I really miss just randomly flying over places in the world in Microsoft Flight Simulator. While I was on vacation for 2 weeks, didn't do it all. You know, wasn't in front of my PC. Yeah, and it's quite a vibe. I still feel like I'm too high up in the air. I wonder if I don't think I set my barometer because I feel like I'm lower or higher up than 400 feet. Okay, we got some kind of activity here. There is a wind turbine. We're this way. And like some nice buildings I want to check out. Nothing too exciting. But yeah, maybe we can head from here to one of the places where they have made improvements for the Japan World Update. It just came out a couple months ago now, a month and a half or so. Cool looking. Yeah, I'm kind of cool that we came over here. This looks kind of like a newer kind of development of commercial and housing, and then that pier, or that port there, port buildings. But this looked kind of interesting too. It looks like there's like these little hills here. These houses are slightly built on a hill. And is that like an amusement park or like a water park? I think this is a small water park. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call this. Oh yeah, it's got a Ferris wheel. That's actually a fairly decent sized amusement park. Not huge. I mean, Japan has a lot of amusement parks because they love them there. And then when I find these areas here, I like to kind of determine. It's obviously it seems like a school. In America, they would have the name of the thing, but it's in Japanese. It says something university. It says something in English there. So there's a university there. Okay. Kind of surprised it has English text there on the ground. We're in Japan, flying over Japan. The Mozzie Copter. Yeah, as I say, the only rotor craft I really enjoy flying is the auto gyro, the gyrocopter. The other ones I can fly them, and I do occasionally fly them, but I don't get that feeling of just being able to fly around. I do remember you. Of course, I remember you. You asked a lot of deep life questions of random people on the internet, so it's memorable. On YouTube there. Yeah, I'm back to my regular streaming. I took a couple weeks off, but you know, you can't stop me. You cannot prevent me because there's one thing, there's still Diet Coke being sold in stores, and as long as there is, I see no reason to stop streaming. But this is just something I love to do. I mean, I'm just vibing out over some random place in Japan. One of my favorite planes is twin engine. Okay, I want to check my see if I got my okay. We're gonna move the throttle down a little bit, but the other thing is the propeller. You can adjust the propeller pitch hydraulically using, and I have an analog control. So in order to kind of optimize efficiency, is what it is. I like doing that. Beautiful. It's kind of cloudy, so we're getting a little bit of overcast, but it looks like it should be sunnier up ahead, so let's just keep flying this way. And then after about the 20-minute mark, or like in another 20 minutes, I'll find somewhere to land. I don't consider it a successful mission unless we have put it on the ground safely. and not woken the baby. Imagine there's a baby back there who's trying to sleep, okay? There's a baby. You can't see it. What are these red lights over here? Do I know what these are? Fuel gauge selector. What are these red lights, though? I mean, they kind of close up on these, right? Okay, that's those. That's those. That's those. These things. I guess... it's just because I'm running kind of low on main tanks. I want to see how that works. If I remember correctly, I got to do this in 2024. We go here. Right, so those are the main tanks. There's plenty of gas, I don't know. And I don't have anything in my center tanks, which you have to manually select. You might as well just use... for these short flights, you're just going to put gas in the main tanks. All right, that all looks good. But I can see why the lights are on, because technically we are in a low fuel situation. Oops, there we go. So those red lights are there, kind of warning us that in a normal... if I filled the tanks up with gas... so you're saying that's... sorry, I'm just reading your messages. Like, you're saying it's at least one copter that basically flies simply. That's the other one is that there's those drones. They're kind of like the ones with the blades. I have that Atia Ascendance. That one where you kind of you go in fly mode, or then you go in hover mode, and those are quite easy to fly. But I'll have to check it out. I wouldn't mind that. Helicopters are not supposed to be stable, in flight unless you have a autopilot system. I mean, they're like a plane is. Like, once you set the trim and everything, they should basically fly straight forward. Trying to get my trim set here. But they're just cute little planes. I have no idea how realistically these models are. But yeah, I'll be streaming. I'm trying to get back to my regular I will be getting back to my 5D at Wake stream. So at the same time, 11:30 a.m. we're going to stream Microsoft Flight Simulator. Don't know where I'm going to go, what kind of plane I'm going to fly around in. This one just had an update. Just downloaded a new update. I don't know if it said anything like what they'd fixed, or it's usually pretty obscure stuff. Like minor subsystems or something. Like, I don't know. Like, we should probably have the engine cowl flap set to 0 now. And that will probably give us a little more speed, because it gives us a little more aerodynamic. It's these little flaps on the side of each of those engines that are used to provide additional cooling, but you generally don't need them once you're going 120 knots. All right, we're gonna have to fly down this way, because the next airport's a ways. It's kind of that distance there. That should be a fun little 20-minute flight. When am I going to Japan IRL? I don't know, man. I don't know. I would like to. We're gonna get a little more. We're gonna put about 2,000 RPM, I believe. There we go. Again, I don't fly this one all the time. I'm kind of trying to get used to where the ideal place in terms of speed, in terms of where the pitch of the propellers, because it's a variable pitch propellers as well as variable throttle. I can control all those things, the throttle and the mixture, which you want to have kind of as low as you can, while maintaining the RPM that you want, and that gives you the most efficient fuel usage realm. It's beautiful terrain, though. I think this is all farming, or is that solar? That's got to be solar power. For a second, I thought it was crops, but no, it's pretty obviously solar. There's lots of solar. Oh, here we got a golf course. The Japanese love their golf course. They love golf. But yeah, they have enough land that they can devote it to these huge, giant private areas where people pay to whack the ball around. But I bet there's a bunch around here. I don't know. I want to go through this kind of little canyon over here. There's the water over there, but let's kind of go through this area here. It's interesting that it shows... I'm trying to figure out what... Okay, got it. This speed here is kilometers per hour. So we're going 220 kilometers per hour. But the outside there, it says 124. That's 124 knots, which is less. There's about 130 or 140 miles per hour. It shows kilometers on the inner, that inner thing, and knots on the out, which you never see as miles per hour. Knots are smaller, not miles per hour. So 120 knots is like 145 miles an hour, but you just don't see miles per hour. It's based on it's a quirk of avionics history that you'll only see kilometers per hour or knots, but never miles per hour. Rarely will you see miles per hour. Yeah, I should get it the next time. By the way, thank you for pointing it out. Yeah, the ornithopter is also something I can only do in Microsoft 2020, and it is a wild, fun time. And last time I did that, Hobie Gal flew her ornithopter, and we had like 2 ornithopters flying around LA. And that's great content. I like this, how this kind of like this little wooded area here, and they got some stuff going on here, and then it comes down into this plain. Okay, it says Ashia Aerodrome, which might not be a big enough airport to handle, so I'm gonna have to go to the next one, which is fine because we're only 30 minutes in. I don't really want to land right now. I'm having a great time. And I do like the kind of realistic. It's not just a sunny day here. So, but yeah, I mean, okay, now I'm going like 240 kilometers per hour. And I'm just trying to figure out what the ideal speed is. Maximum speed is 180 knots, or 300, looks like about 340 kilometers per hour. And at maximum speed, it will you could tear the wings off. It's definitely. I would like to go to Japan. For some reason, I think if I went to Japan, I wouldn't necessarily go to Tokyo, but I'd go to Yokohama. I don't know why. That's just kind of like, seems like a really cool place to go. It's not far from Tokyo, but I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it'd be fun. I know people who'd go to Japan with me, basically. So I wouldn't necessarily go alone. And yeah, that'd be probably one of the most fun places, I think, for me to go. Looks like a pretty cool beach around here. I'm not sure if it's beach weather this time of year, being that it's November already. This is an interesting like layout. I guess I wonder if this is like they made the streets but they haven't built the houses yet, or is this like a military base? Sometimes military bases are laid out like that with bunkers. I'm thinking it might be a military base, and that this might be a military airfield. I don't know though. It is certainly long enough to land on for this little plane. But those things there just remind me of. Oh, it's almost like a test track almost. But it like some military bunkers where they might have planes inside, underneath. Turns the entire planet into dunes? Really? Really? The entire planet into like sand covered everything except what sticks out very high up or something like that? Oh, that actually sounds intriguing. You have the best ideas. Yeah, and then you fly the ornithopter around in the sand version of Earth, and you can see like the tops of buildings and the Statue of Liberty. I gotta do that. I gotta make a mental note. Because that sounds amazing. I mean, and then once you've got everything covered with sand dunes, it must be relatively easy to display everything. I still have to go back to the Comic-Con or the Comic Crazy house and visit that, because I've only visited it a few times. It's a lot of fun. That's in 2024. All right, I want to fly on. Okay, so there's this military base back there, or aerodrome. I'm not sure what it is. But if we go ahead a ways, I think there's definitely a major city here. Up further up. Let's just check it out. I got another 15 minutes. Yeah, if I went to Japan, I would certainly enjoy kind of the culture, immersing myself in the culture. Obviously, I love Japanese food. It'd be cool to go to some kind of traditional shows, like the No Theater or something, or and just sampling the nightlife. But boy, the nightlife, there's really nothing like the nightlife in Vegas. It just starts getting going on a Thursday night at 1 a.m. We got to be ready for the streets to be packed with party animals. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if you can duplicate that in Japan. All right, what's our speed? About 250 knots. I'm gonna back off a little bit here. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So I think this next location is where we're gonna end up. It's 15 miles away. That's where we're gonna end up landing. We'll find out if it's long enough. But pretty easy to land. It's basically just your flaps, trim back down to reach something a little more closer to zero, landing gear at the correct time. But at least I remember this time I did get it started up, although it took me a while to remember that there's these little you need those fuel switches running on this particular plane. Some planes only have fuel pumps that you need to run during starting and takeoff, and then you turn them off during the flight phase, and you turn them on again when you land. But these ones you leave on all the time. Let's see, got a wind farm out there. Yeah, Japan has a lot of alternative energy. I don't think Japan has a lot of local production of fossil fuels for one thing. So they've always invested in things like nuclear, solar, and wind-based power solutions more than some other countries have. And basically, it's because I don't think they refine a lot of, or they have a lot of local petroleum or coal. Maybe they do, but not enough to provide for the energy needs. For that, this is really beautiful. I mean, that's the thing is if I wanted to visit Japan, I'd like to kind of be able to take an air tour and see what's really like from the air. The ground can be not really much going on, at least compared to the air. I don't know what's out there. I think there's a kind of a cool bridge out there. There's an aerodrome there. We're only 10 miles from Kitakyushu, so we'll check that one out. Actually, let's check out this bridge here. I got time. There's a bridge where we're going to fly under it, and then we're going to land at Kitakyushu. We may have seen this bridge before, but I don't know. We'll check it out. There are a lot of really cool, bespoke bridges in Japan, in the game, in Japan as well, but in the game Japan. A lot of negative trim here in order to keep the nose down, and part of that is I think we even need more as you burn fuel. The nose tends to get even lighter. We got plenty of fuel. We're at road 19, just below 2,000. That's too much. 2,000 is what we want. There we go. Right around 2,000 RPM. All right, we're going to stay nice and low. We're going to go under the bridge. We'll check it out. But I will look to see if I can find that mod. I assume everything's on flightsim.to and can be searched for. Free mods. You don't see a lot of free mods on the marketplace. And then we're going to go down and turn right because I think the airport is down that direction. I may have observed this area before. All right, let's check out the terrain. We got more solar activity, I think, right down there. We got a little bay here with some commercial port activity here. This is kind of a cool looking, a lot of very complex looking coastline. And then this bridge, which will appear, the name of the bridge will appear at some point. But then we're going to turn right and head down towards that airport, which is kind of on, I think, sticking out of the bay here. Stay nice and low because we're going to go under this bridge. What's it called here? Kanmon Bridge. We're still way too high. So I'm just concerned about overspeeding. This is what it looks like as we approach this bridge to go under it. We got to keep strong thumb forward. Keep this plane from wanting to nose up. I mean, it wants to nose up, but I want it to go nice and low because we're going to go under this bridge here. Probably not legal, but it is what it is. We like to do it legally. All right, this is a cool looking bridge here. It's a nice looking bridge. It's not super one of the wild, crazy looking ones that they have in Japan. But, you know, still a decent bridge. All right, let's head down for the landing here at wherever this place was. So we got some beautiful... That's a hill there. Is it that? It's down here, right? That's where we're going to land. There'll be a slightly sharper turn here. Like, so we've got some highway activity. Really cool looking terrain, kind of hilly. We're heading into the morning sun at this point. It's early in the morning in Japan. At the time I have said it. Okay, yeah, so you can see this is an offshore. It's an offshore airport. Cool. All right, let me figure out how the runway goes here. It's normal for 2020 to pause at thick garbage collection station. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, perfect. We're going to come in and we'll just approach the... I think this is connected by a causeway and or tunnel. To the mainland. I mean, there's quite a few airports like that in Japan that are on reclaimed bay land that they dredge up. And then put rocks around on the edges to prevent erosion sometimes. But they're typically always... They always have to kind of add more bay, you know, dredge them. Because they tend to be sinking over time. Alright, so what are we doing here? Yeah, we're just going to get a nice lineup. Actually, that's a huge runway. And we'll check out this airport. But yeah, I'm not even worried about putting my flaps down. We are going to adjust our trim back down a bit here. Reduce power. Slow down a bit. Alright, now that we've got a lineup, we're going to go to flaps 1. Not putting our gear down quite yet. Reduce engine speed. You do want to put your... Oops. Alright. Flaps 2. And let's see if we can get the gear to start coming down here. Hello, gear. Gear's coming. There it comes. Gear's coming out there. Alright, so we're watching our speed, but we should be doing okay here. We're a little fast. Keep your engine down here. You can see we got 4 lights for the visual glide slope. That means we're a little high. We got 2 reds and 2 whites would be ideal. There we go. We got 1 red. There's 2 red and 2 white. So that's the ideal glide slope right there. Reasonably close. I mean, there's electronic devices you can set up to do that, but I like the visual indicators. A little bit bumpy with some turbulence, and this is a small plane. Looks like we've got a little bit of wind today. Reduce power even further. Here, I'm idling the engines here. A little bit of a bump, but nothing major. flaps up. There, the flaps are coming up. That helps. It's a tail dragger, so you want to put the tail, make sure the tail goes down. It's still going kind of fast. Oops. Why am I doing that? It does take a little while for it to start handling in the ground mode that you'd want it to handle. It was a fun little flight, though. I gotta look up that mod. We gotta definitely do an ornithopter run over fully desertified, you know, major cities. I mean, that sounds like a vibe. And I'm always looking for content. And normally you can at least open these, right? I mean, there's these. It's on this side, right? Here, this thing here. Okay, so you can open the canopy at least. Oops, let me get this way. So this is this fairly modern airport. Let's go over. Let's drive over these things, whatever the hell these are. Those are those lights that provide the your visual glide slope indicators. It's kind of cool. I forgot what they're called, but they have another name. And you hear the engines going there. All right, so while we're idling, we want to open up the cowl flaps a bit here, so we don't overheat. Well, we won't overheat though. It's a big airport. I actually want to check out something real quick. Quite detailed, very unique. It's not a standard airport. I don't know if it's been updated for the Japan update that was out recently, but in any case, before we do this, I want to check out the connection between this airport and the mainland, which we'll do just from external view here. All right, so before we do that, let's turn off the plane. So one we can do, we can turn off the magnetos. That'll shut the engine down. Oops. And then hit your fuel pump switches and set fuel selector to off. All right, and then we can turn off our alternators and main battery, and that's cold. Now we're cold. Very nice. All right, so I was going to say, all right, get out of the plane. Oops. If we go up, I wanted to see, okay, you can see, it'll take a while to get there, but you can see there's a long, the only way in and out of this airport is via that causeway there. But that allows the airport to be, you know, on reclaimed land that's pretty close to the city without taking any actual real estate away from the city. And you can see it's obviously completely man-made. There was probably anything there, not even a little island. But it's big. I mean, it's pretty large. Where were we parked? We're down here. Well, 2020 seems to be running fairly well. It's got the typical issues. I like all the custom the fire equipment. It's pretty cool. Emergency equipment, refueling systems. You got your jetways. You got your baggage handling systems. Some other things for loading stuff onto planes, cargo loading. Bunch of planes, people wandering around. The airports are cool. Oh yeah, they got a nice. This says It's Kitakyushu. I think right. It's Kitakyushu Airport. That's a hard one, I guess. It sounds like a sneeze to me. It's a really cool airport, though. I mean, this is maybe the only chance we're going to get to visit and check out all the buildings. So we're going to do it. All right. So usually it's kind of cool from this side because it's the side you approach as a passenger. But yeah, this is very typical with departure and arrival areas. Okay. And there might be separate terminals. It looks like that's just one terminal, one main terminal, maybe another cargo terminal or something over here. Very nice. I don't remember. Here's where you store your Kafko. I'm guessing this is that something Kyokushuka Air Fuel Company. What is it? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. All right, that's cool. All right, what's the next thing on the agenda? There's going to be plenty of streaming to do. But if you want to see more flight simulation, that will have to wait till tomorrow because I'm going to go into just chatting here. And we're going to play some big brain games, which is something I do on a regular daily basis. Okay, I'm going to my main menu. We're going to quit out of here. We're going to get out of that. We're going to go into just chat. I'm in just chatting. Let me bring up the big brain games. We're going to move along from the big brain games to the. Thank you. I mean, it's pretty random. But it's just it's so relaxing for me to fly around, and kind of mastering the plane engine systems and the planes itself is kind of fun. Not necessarily mastering it, but even getting it to do something. And I think those AE 45s and 145s are only 2020. I'm not sure about that. What's new in Microsoft Edge? Why would I care? All right. The big brain games consist of me doing the Quirtle. There's going to be, don't worry about that. This is a warm up. It's like the Wordle, except you're solving 4, and when we do the octordals, that's 8 words at the same time. I got my same. Okay, we already got noise. I used the same set of 3 starting words. Let's see. Well, noise was okay. Fine. Let's see. And then we have another word that has a Y in it, but not at the end. It could be nylon. That's considered a word. This one, PRU something E. It's got to be prude, right? I don't think there's anything else. Okay. Oh, that was good because we needed that D in the upper right. So now we have RU and D and E to place. Could be ruder. It might not be, but okay. No, it could be utter. DDER. Yeah, I don't think ruder is even a word. It could have been, though. All right. The next game, we're going to get these quickly because I like to spend maybe 5 minutes doing these before we get to the musical section, which today is going to be Ken's Piano Lounge. The next game after the Quirtle I like to do in this order is called the Revealed game. That's a fairly new game. They've been doing it for about 6 months. It's a daily puzzle game. You get a new one every day. The first one we get is a category. In this case, it's arts and culture. And the answer is going to consist of a 6-letter word, a 3-letter word, and a 4-letter word. And to give us the clue, we have this heavily redacted document, which has been cut out of stuff. And we're going to read it through because you can get a clue just from the cadence and design of these redacted documents. But if we can't figure it out, we're going to have to start revealing some of those darker clues there. Okay, so what we're looking for, sometimes simply called blank or blank blank, is a blank, 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 who lives in the blank, surrounding the blank, modeled after blank in blank, blank. So we're talking about a male person or character. His companions are blank, 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 a blank, 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 a blank, blank, the meddlesome blank, and blank. I think it's a fictional character of some kind. And blank, blank, whose blank baby blank lives in her blank. Blank, a self-described blank of blank, gets himself into all kinds of blank situations, and the blank, blank, blank recount his various adventures. I'm not 100% sure what this is. I want to see what his companion is. Oh, Eeyore. Okay, well that's pretty. That gives it to you there. How do you spell Winnie though? I think it's just I. I think that's the correct spelling there. Okay, that was easy enough. I mean, we need one, but his companions are Eeyore, a gloomy piglet, a timid owl. I don't think Eeyore is kind of the giveaway. So we got kind of lucky, but it's kind of the name of this game is picking the thing to reveal that will give you the best clue, and that is something of a skill, I believe, because that's all you really need to get you to Winnie the Pooh. How do we do according to other people? We needed 1 reveal and 0 hints. Other players 4.7 reveals, 1.4 hints. But 83% eventually solved it, so it was a relatively easy one, so that's fine. All right, we're moving on to the next game. This is going to be the hardest game of the week. It's called the Tightrope Trivia Game. It's a 9-question timed multiple choice trivia quiz. I consider myself a trivia quiz. They start easiest on Monday, and they go to the hardest on Sunday. Today is Sunday, so they whip out the hardest questions for the Sunday quiz. And yeah, it has been known to kick my ass. I'm pouring a little more Diet Coke out here for Again, since it's timed, once I click that start button, I got to get the answers both correct and quickly as possible. Let's just do this. We're diving in. Yeah, flapper is where longest shirts. Flapper. Ooh, I was going to say Betty Boop. Oh, that was I should have gone with my gut. Dang it. Milkweed. Man, these are already really hard. Boy, I'm not trusting my gut because I was about to do Monarch Butterfly. This is going to be, I'm not even going to get very hard. No, it was one of the, I guess, Acme. We're not even going to cross today, but these are hard. These, I mean, I might have to redo it so I can at least see what the questions are. These are kind of the easier ones of the hard ones. I mean, that's not a hard one, but we're already screwed out of a good score. Got to get them all right. Meditations. No, God, why are they so hard? Damn it. That's easy enough. Tesla did develop that alternating current motor, AC motor. Red dress. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. These are too freaking hard. All right, I'm not even going to try the last question. I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. That is not. Yesterday I got them all. All right. Today I sucked. It is what it is. I'm gonna keep going because what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? I don't make money. I don't earn money. I get stripped of my self-applied certified trivia master title. You know what I mean? Oh no. What do we got here? Something novel, Novel over here, all right. All right, and that could have given us the V. Oh, we did up here. Huh. AA is for quitters. Yeah, really. Good point. But the point is, yeah, I don't care. I'm not going to bid. All right, this could be preen on the lower left. I just want to get through these. This is the easy one, by the way. This is we're going to do the hard one. It's called the rescue. This is just the warm up. But let's see. What is this one going to be here? This is just going to be Leant, lent, like the past of lended or something. Leaned, lent. All right, whatever. This one is going to be, I think it's chide, Chied. Oh, no, it could be chief. Let's try chief. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right, the F was usually, here on the way, we have CLO, and then what? It could be clock, right? Because we could reuse the C and then the K could be in there. Alrighty. Let's see. What is here? Up here on the left, it's got to be duvet, which is a really great, totally not French word at all. Okay, upper right, we got 2 words left to go here. There's, okay, there's an F. It could be refer, R-E-F-E-R. Not refer, guys, it's refer. Then let's see, we have, all we have is an A and a B, but it could be Abbey, you know, A-B-B-E-Y, right? All right, that's the warm up though. Now we're gonna do the hard one that I only get about half of these rescues, and the reason why they're so much harder is because I don't get to choose the starting words. It gives you 4 random starting words, which means you're kind of working at a deficit, so it makes these extra hard. This one here though we have ARE and then the L has to go there. Okay, could be flare or glare. So, or Blair. Could be a bunch of words, letters. We're going to wait on that one. Let's see if there's any that are completely obvious. This one here could be dummy. Could be a bunch of things. This one here, though, looks better here. This one has an M and an L to place. I think this is going to have to be smile, Smile, because the E goes there, the L has to go there. There's an M, and the I is unused. Okay. Could have been smile, but it was slime. Oh, man. I'm already doing bad, by the way. We're already basically can't win this game. All right, let's see if we can at least get a couple more. Gosh, that could be a million things. These are all super. This is just a hard. This is a bad start today. All right, let's try. Let's try. It can't be dummy, but it could be dumpy. I'm just gonna try dumpy. Okay, we got really lucky there. That was good. Now we still have flare or glare or Blair. That's gonna be bad. This one here is OE, but also has a U in it. So it could be Vogue, right? I mean, it could be. It wasn't. It could have been, though. The G was good. The G appears somewhere else, right? No. Oof. It's gouge. That's the only thing that fits there. These games are hard. Let's see. This one here, it's something LIND. So it's got to be blind, right? This one lower left. So now we know it's not Blair or glare. So it's got to be flare, right? FLARE, I think. Yes. Oh, good. All right. At least my logic is working on some of these words. But we can't finish it because we don't have guesses. Now we have BLO something E. So that's going to be bloke. BLOKE, right? K is not used anywhere else. We have one guess to get 2. All right, has an E, ends in M. Oh. This could be women, WEMEN. And even if we do, we won't win. We were so close. We got 2. That was a terrible game. Wow. We had some hard games today, all right. That's what you call hard big brain games. The brain was not up to the task today for whatever reason. But there's always tomorrow. We could always do better tomorrow because, yeah, not good. All right. But in any case, we're roughly over an hour into the show, which is the perfect amount of time that I normally like to be at this particular time. Got plenty of streaming yet to do because I'm going to spend the next 3 minutes bringing my piano in, setting it down, plugging it in, switching my mics. It's a million little things I need to do. While I'm thinking about it, I need to make sure I'm changing in the category. So we are going to be in the music category. Come on, just put me in the music category, please. I always have to do it twice if you're live. I don't know why. And then yeah, we'll be in Ken's Piano Lounge. Sit back and listen to some Piano Lounge music if you want. If you don't, I don't blame you. But I always enjoy playing anyway for my audience. All right, here goes my mid-roll. Alright, let me get my things adjusted here. Let's see. Oops, hold on a second here. Okay. Adjust it so that you can't hear it. Alright, that sounds okay. Is my pedals working? It's my warm up. It's Frenchie's Cafe. I wrote that. I don't know if it's worth mentioning. Say a little prayer. All right, let's do Girl from Ipanema. chasing him. He's coming this way. Oh, no, Mo. He's coming to the piano. Uh-oh. I told you there was about to be a cat attack, and I wasn't getting wild beast attack. He likes to play. He wants to learn. He's trying to learn. He's not very good yet. He'll get better someday. All right, Mo, that's enough. That's enough. There you go. So these are just memorized, you know. That's a bad song. Misty. What else I got here? This one. that song. Should we do Superman? It's called Can You Read My Mind? I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. It's there has to be a morning after. A morning it's called Morning After. It's a theme song from the Poseidon Adventure. It's an old movie. It was actually a hit on its own by a Maureen McGovern, great singer. But I just love that tune. Always have since the first time I heard it in the Poseidon Adventure. I think I should probably call it. And I get to make that call. I get to decide. Hold on a second here. Okay, here we go. Take that off. Put this away. Start putting stuff away. I had a great time doing my regular show, pretty much normal show, which is going to continue on for the foreseeable future in the existing format. Now, tomorrow will be a Monday show. I might start a little early. I have to kind of look at my work meeting so I can squeeze an hour and a half in, but probably start around 11. I'll figure it out tomorrow exactly when. And we'll be working from home, so it's not really a big deal to be able to kind of take a break and then get back to it. Since as long as I don't have meetings, I can get my work done whenever I need to. I'm a software engineer, But the musical segment will be me playing guitar. I'll probably switch out the PRS CE24 for some other one of my amazing 12 or 15-ish guitars. And tomorrow, for sure, I'm going to try to get back into singing. My voice is not. I kind of lost my voice a little bit just from I don't know what over the travels, and it's not back. But I figure if I don't start singing, and practice a little bit, I'm not going to get it back to where it was, which wasn't that good. I'm just trying to get singing, be a better singer, and to do that, I play my REM songs and sing some Jim Croce and some. I do a little America, do Sister Golden Hair, a bunch of songs. So we'll get into doing that again tomorrow. It's going to certainly be no longer than a 1.5 hour stream. Well, it doesn't matter how long it is. But we'll be flying around for the 45 minutes. We'll do the big brain games, all etc. Come back tomorrow, regular 11:30 a.m. time if you can. And thanks. I had a fun time. I had a really fun time. I had such a fun time. I'm going to sing my little outro. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. My voice another. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Carol Burnett, maybe you don't. All right, see you next time.